Welcome back. We're discussing the deteriorating conditions in Somalia and the international efforts to help the country. With us is Mohamed Abdullahi Omaar, who was appointed as Somalia's foreign minister this February. He's joining us from New York. And Sadia Ali Aden, a prominent Somali American activist here in Washington, D.C. As we get back to questions, a call from the United Kingdom. Mubarak, thanks for your patience. What would you like to ask?
Hello. I'd like to ask the foreign minister just one simple question. Somalia has had so many different governments since the government of Mohamed Barre. None of them was successful to bring Somalia to any peace. However, in that time, Somaliland has had a government elected by the people of Somaliland. It's not being recognized by the Somali government, which is not elected by anyone. I'd like to ask the foreign minister why the Somali government are not accepting the Somaliland government, which is elected by the people of Somaliland.
Okay, Minister?
Yes, I think the issue is basically the previous leaders in that region have stated publicly that they will talk with the government in Mogadishu once there is a reasonable level of stability in Mogadishu. That situation has not been fully realized properly to give confidence to both sides to talk together. We believe this opportunity now gives the government in Mogadishu the opportunity to establish peace and stability so that there is an ability to bring everyone on board. But let me also say that the wars in Somalia have proven that there is not one group or other that can become dominant, in the sense that, for example, the warlord situations, the clan wars that happened have all been stalemated. The issue we have recognized is that instead of becoming one part of society, every single part of society must now come together to be able to agree on a basic foundation of a reasonable level of security for everyone. Because there is no point in trying to build a country where one group is unhappy or is in opposition or refuses. Everyone must reconcile and must compromise. That is the foundation on which this government is built.
Okay, Ms. Sadia, then basically it sounds like if there is a stalemate, it doesn't sound like there's an easy solution. What happens? So what is the point of meeting in Rome, the international community coming together? What is the solution if it's going to be a stalemate every time?
Absolutely. You ask a wonderful question, and the question is why are this international community meeting on the issue on Somalia, outside Somalia, talking about mostly piracy, when in piracy, as I said earlier, it's only a symptom, and the real disease lies on land, whereas Somalia needs a serious political solution, serious political reconciliation, and a genuine holistic one, and that's what they should be addressing. But what they should be really looking into is the humanitarian crisis. As we talked about earlier, it's very serious, and what they need to do is respond to it immediately and at once. And since the NGOs international are sitting across the border in Kenya, what they need to do is invest in the local NGOs inside Somalia, and that of course will help the government, as the minister was talking about how they're trying to promote support for Somalia and reestablish everything, and that will empower those NGOs and will employ more people and will feed the people.
Let's get a call in from Egypt. Asli, thanks for waiting. Sorry, let's quickly get this call in from Asli, and then I'll get you, Minister. Asli, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Asli, and I'm calling from Egypt. The issue of Somalia is affecting all Somalis internationally. Predominantly, I think the young people. We're very distrustful about the Sheikh Sharif government. I have two questions. My first question is, firstly, why is it that when Sharif was part of the Islamic Union Courts back in 2006, he was very anti-America and anti-West? However, when he gained power, he decided to, I guess, go against, to ally and change his mind and, go ally with the West. My second question is that he says he wants to implement Sharia law. However, most Muslim people know that if you're going to have Sharia law, you cannot implement democracy, because democracy and Sharia law cannot coincide. So he wants to implement diplomatic measures when we only want Sharia law. So the primary examples of this is that he voted for Sharia law, and Sharia law cannot be voted on.
Asli, let me put it to the minister first. And the response of Sheikh Sharif's flip-flopping basically.
Let me state first and foremost that there is no stalemate currently. The stalemate was previously. This government is now in a different position and in a different trajectory. Secondly, the issue is not what the outside world wants. The issue is not what the outside world can do. 18 years, the 3 million people that are currently in displacement, the people who are supporting are the international community. The international community has been ready in one form or another, to some capacity or another, to help Somalia re-establish a functional state. It is the Somali people that have now decided through the Djibouti peace process to establish an initial government that will establish reconciliation. That is number two. Number three, there is no difference between Sharia law and the desire of the Somali people. This Sharia law is something everyone has supported, and it is not something which is either opposed by one group and supported by the other. I think it is across the board.
And Minister, I should put this to Ms. Sadia, that actually this issue of Sharia law and democracy, I think...
Absolutely. I just wanted to say to Asli, with all due respect, if you look at Sharia law, and if you look at democracy, and you're a Muslim who has studied the Quran and the Sunnah, you will understand that they're comparable. We found that in the West, I can practice as a Muslim woman, do what I need to do, and at the same time be a good Muslim. So Sharia and democracy are more comparable than ever thought before. It's found also in Islam. That's where the first freedom, women's freedom, was established. Because Islam, if you go back, came to free women. Because women, as you remember, used to be buried alive as a little girl. So democracy and Sharia are much more compatible than young people realizing.
Minister, you wanted to add something?
Yes, I wanted to add, as regards the points that Sadia raised before. Sadia, we have established a commission of human rights. We have endorsed the proposals of the Human Rights Commission in Geneva. We have renewed the mandate of the Human Rights Observer. We are going to appoint individuals in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in the Ministries of Security, Defense, and Police. There will be people, officers, military police officers, who will be educated, trained, and skilled to implement human rights within the Somali forces. We need the expertise of people like you who have knowledge, skill, and international contacts to help us implement. We are not only inviting everybody inside the country, we are inviting all those who have skills such as yourself and Asli to come and rebuild the country.
Well,
we welcome every proposal and every action that you can provide to help the people, yourselves and ourselves, to rebuild the country.
Okay, Ms. Sadia, then basically when it comes to next steps, if the minister is saying they're taking the right steps in terms of Human Rights Commission, in terms of actually trying to take the right measures in terms of peace and engagement, what do you suggest is done next in order to make this happen? Now, unfortunately, we only have about 40 seconds, but give me a quick idea.
It's true that they're taking the steps, but what we're saying is they're not enough. They're giving up too soon. They need to go back to the reconciliation table. They need to reconcile. They need to bring everyone on board, and they need to push for that. And those in the diaspora, like ourselves, are willing to help for whatever capacity that we can. But we need to see a serious, genuine, holistic reconciliation.
Do you feel that the will is there by the government, though, this current government?
Currently, we're a bit pessimistic. They started that way, but right now it seems they're giving up too soon, and they shouldn't have, because they have been there before.
Well, let's see what happens. We've run out of time, but I want to thank you both for being here. Minister, I'm sorry that we're out of time, but I do hope to invite you back. So I thank you very much for being with us. I promise we'll get you back. And Ms. Sadia, thank you very much as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both. And of course, thank you for being with us. On the next show, election fever in Iran. The country goes to the polls with the reformers challenging the rule of the incumbent hardliners. We'll examine the issues at stake. From me and the team, we'll see you next time.